Hi there, I am Cool Santa, and in this video I'll be sharing the information I've gathered while trying to use a cheap steering wheel in GTA 5 for PC, such as setting up and editing a controller or steering wheel with a controller emulator, setting up the Krom K-wheel I'm using for driving and flying, hoping that from this experience you can easily set up your own, even if it's a different one, and using a steering wheel and the controller at the same time. The general idea for this guide is to add the steering wheel without conceding any of the commodities that you already have, meaning that you can switch from one to another at any time. And you're probably wondering, if a steering wheel is meant for driving, why is he flying? Well, one thing leads to another, and here we are. I'm going to take you through the process as a first setup, and this can be used in any mode. So, without any further delay, let's start. First, we'll download our controller emulator, which you can easily find through Google by typing Xbox 360 CE. Should be your first result. After that, you just extract wherever you want. And you can open it. You should connect your wheel or controller. I hold the home button on the wheel to change to direct input. Then add my device. For some reason it still remembers the settings that I had. But you can set, if it's a Xbox controller, you can just auto map. And now I'll be adding a controller, which is already paired with my computer. This one is not an Xbox controller, so I had to remap everything. In this case, it already remembers my mapping. Let's be honest, you don't really want to see me mapping a controller. So I'm just gonna shut it down right now. For some reason, it opens my browser. And I'm going to disconnect the wheel. And close the program. And that's the key to get it working on GTA. First you open the program, and then you connect your devices before even opening the game. And don't worry, I'm going to speed up this part. here we are. Why not embrace the life of a Los Santos pilot? Almost there. Just use the pedal to go out. Now I'm going to show that with factory settings this wheel has a huge dead zone. And this has no software support, so we're going to use our emulator to fix that. And we'll do that by selecting it and going to the left one. Let's start. The optimal value would be to have 30% anti-dead zone, but over time this wheel developed some drifting, so I ended up with 23 anti-dead zone and 5% dead zone, and this makes it perfectly fine. So at this point you will be able to at least turn well in the game and use all the rest of the keys as a regular controller. But of course we're going to need air control for this game. And this is where things start getting a bit confusing, so I'm just going to deliver my recipe, which is to set the stick up to the shift lever forward and the stick down to the shift lever back. And you can see that it affected the bumper because the bumper is the shifting lever. So I ended up sacrificing X and B, and I set them to the bumpers. And I empty the X and B buttons so that it doesn't get any conflict. I also switch R3 with A because it's more convenient on the wheel. I also have to hold share and options buttons to set the shifting pads to the X and B, which are the bumpers in this case. And we're all set. And it looks like I've been pressing some keys in game too. So right off the bat I'll need to use the keyboard to change the cinematic camera. And if I want to change weapon, I will have to use the keyboard or mouse. And let's just go for a jump. L3 to jump, R3 to boost, that I switched with A. And in this case, I'm using L1 and R1 to control my jump, which works the same as the shifting lever. At this point we're just going to the airport to get our plane. As for the rest of the settings, it's the right shifting pad for the handbrake and the left shifting pad to shoot. But no shots will be fired today. So we'll be moving on to flying. And where's our plane? Did they leave without me? It's here. I'm going to run a bit on the wheel itself. Now I'll just throttle with the pedals and turn left and right using the shifting pads, which work as bumpers.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Welcome on board of our flight Cool Santa 0005. This is the co-pilot text reader speaking. Our flight today will be from Los Santos International Airport to Mackenzie Airfield, and we'll be flying in a luxury Buckingham Luxor. We ask that you please fasten your seatbelts at this time and secure all baggage underneath your seat or in the overhead compartments. We also ask that your seats and table trays are in the upright position for takeoff. Please turn off all personal electronic devices, including laptops and cell phones. Smoking is prohibited for the duration of the flight. Thank you for choosing Cool Santa Airlines. Enjoy your flight.
So now for the takeoff, I'm going to use the shifting lever, pulling it back. And I could also use L1. So L1 and R1, you work the same as the shifting lever. L3 for the landing gear. And the shifting lever works mostly as a safety measure, in case you don't want to mix up L1 and R1. And the wheel is used for spinning, which is not the most accurate, but it's doable from an entertainment point of view. And since I switched R3 with A, it will be A for the rear camera and R3 to shoot. And you'll have to change weapons and the cinematic camera on the keyboard or the mouse. Now I'm picking up the controller just to show it working simultaneously. Nothing new here, still the most relaxing way to play. And why not give it a little spin on the keyboard too.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are approaching our destination, Mackenzie Airfield. We ask that you please fasten your seatbelts at this time and that your seats and table trays are in the upright position.
And that's it for now. If you'd like to see some more action of the wheel, there's another video on my channel. I may do a couple more, just to raise awareness and for entertainment. Thanks a lot for watching, and see you sometime. Let's hope I stick the landing.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have arrived at our destination. If you enjoyed our flight, please like, subscribe and recommend Cool Santa Airlines. See you on the next flight. Looks like the pilot is in a hurry. I wonder why.